Alright, hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Chaemiko and Soin. This game taking place here on Concealed Hill. Chaemiko spawning as the green human over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Soin has spawned as the orange orc over here on the top right. Human versus orc in a 1v1 matchup, a battle between the two very well-known Korean players as we get things underway. For those of you guys, some big pointers to be made out. I don't know why my backlight keeps on turning off. I'm going to fix this. Some players or some comments were wondering how come I don't give in-depth analysis, researching, history between the players and all of those other stats that you would normally get from some of the other streams out there. And well, those streams, well, first of all, are often from main tournaments. I'm actually just pulling a lot of replays, sometimes replays from tournaments, but oftentimes this is just ladder play. And how you compete on a ladder is often very different than how you compete in an actual tournament. You might try different strategies. You might try to throw your opponent off, or you may just be trying to work on something new, and therefore you don't actually know what it's going to look like. I did try and reinstall W3 Booster to change the icons, but my icons have somehow reverted or still show the WarCraft 3 reforged icon. There is the Archmage there, Water Elemental being trained, going up against a Farseer, as the units are going to be engaging against each other. At least the icons here still look fairly good. Anyone out there know how to fix the icons in W3 Booster on the overlay? Definitely let me know, as well the Archmage now is off to the races and looking to do a little bit of retreating. Coming back down to the south here, Footmen, Militia now fighting against all of the little wolves here, as the Archmage now looks to back up, taking a little bit of poke damage, as well as the Farseer has come back to engage already. Farseer now summoning up a new pair of Spirit Wolves, trying to take down that Militia to gain a bit of experience. But this is all just a race against the clock to see who can really put in a lot of pressure. Farseer is already taking the tier 2 behind this and now getting a number of headhunters, as the Footmen are now doing a little bit of retreating back around. All right. Everything okay? Everything is okay. Turning on the lights. Archmage and Farseer now looking to engage against each other. His Spirit Wolves still looking to poke some damage onto that Archmage. Archmage with only Gloves of Haste, able to attack a little bit faster and perhaps try and get ahead here. Meanwhile, this Wolf would just rack up damage onto the Archmage. And where is that Archmage traveling off to now? Doubling back around as the Footmen try to retreat back here. Water Elementals could get a little bit of poke damage and are now getting body blocked by the Spirit Wolves there, and that could end up giving additional experience as well. This peasant has, well, left for, or took a sick day and is now coming back home to work, and looks like, well, with that Arcane Tower, he will be fairly well protected. Water Elemental now looking to retreat back here. Farseer and Headhunters continuing a little bit of that poke damage again. And this is a very aggressive playstyle coming in from Soin with the Farseer and the Headhunters here. Archmage is now going to be coming back around, perhaps going to try and deny this Water Elemental, and does get the deny off. Beautifully done, as the Farseer now looking to engage once more. All right, more Headhunters continuing to poke back damage. Farseer, Archmage continuing to battle it up here, as we are looking at a Dark Ranger second. All right, Dark Ranger second was not the strategy that I was expecting at all by Chaemiko. A Dark Ranger second with black arrows, and this is alongside an Archmage who still doesn't have a Brilliance aura. All right, with this said, all right, what can Chaemiko do? Chaemiko can drop a Water Elemental and really start converting a lot of these, very, very low hit point units into skeletal minions rather quickly. You want to go after the smallest ones first and then try and build it up there. That is actually a little bit of a misplay by Chaemiko. Go after the level 1 units, get some more skeletal minions, then go after the level 2 and the level 3s. Therefore, you have more skeletal minions out here on the battlefield earlier on, and you're able to push out a little bit faster. Rifleman now also joining in on the battle here. Archmage going to be going up against the Farseer. Farseer now having to deal with 2 ranged heroes, doesn't want to really exchange those blows either. Water Elemental now being dropped here. Dark Ranger going after the Forest Troll High Priest. Rifleman is down there, and also putting in pressure onto that Farseer, trying to rack up all of that damage. There's that Black Arrows trying to rack things up, trying to get in more Skeletal Minions. Now going onto the Ogre Magi as the Skeletal Minions are absorbing quite a bit of damage. Level 2 now on the Farseer as it looks as though Headhunters are creeping away from all of the action. All right, more damage still racking back up. Who's going to get the last shot on that Ogre Magi? There's Spirit Wolf going to get taken down. There's a Chain Lightning. Who got the experience? It looks like the Farseer got it. Dark Ranger still sitting at level 1, but the item does go to the Dark Ranger there. Tome of Strength being picked up now by that Dark Ranger. All right, that Chain Lightning was just enough, followed by an auto attack. I thought Chaemiko would be able to land that last kill, but unable to do exactly that as the Tauren Chieftain now looking to engage here. All right, a little bit of pressure being brought in by the Water Elementals, Rifleman and Dark Ranger now trying to push on through. All right, Burrow pressure as well, as the Burrows are now trying to be repaired as well. All right, Dark Ranger continuing to put in the pressure onto, well, not only the Headhunters, but actually onto that Farseer. Farseer down to 130 hit points, but that's nothing. One healing salve charge will not fix. Questionable choice to try to go after those units there, as Footmen are now getting picked apart as they run by Soin's base. All right, Skeletal Minion perhaps trying to rack up a little bit of damage. Footman getting taken down. Farseer and Grunt looking to do a little bit more creeping. 39 supply compared to 39 supply. Dark Ranger out here onto the battlefield. Are we going to clear out some more creep camps if he can find them, as many of the earlier creep camps have already been cleared up? Water Elemental now making its way towards that Forest Troll High Priest. Water Elemental going to be tanking some of that early damage there. Perhaps now going after the Forest Troll High Priest first, getting up to level 2. And are we going to be looking at Silence next? Yes, Silence, that second ability, great at stopping Stomp and also that Chain Lightning, if that is the reason for a Dark Ranger second. I believe this is the first time I've seen an Archmage Dark Ranger combo in a game that wasn't all the random, as we're looking at going up against a Farseer and Tauren Chieftain. More battling into the north side here. Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 2. Will he go for Shockwave or Stomp? That is the question there. Chain Wave has become particularly popular as a way to follow up damage against those backline units. Meanwhile, in the center portion here of Concealed Hill, trying to go after the Ogre Lord Creep Camp. Once more, going after the largest unit first. Not necessarily the best thing. You kind of want to snowball, if possible, as we see Kagar's Pipe of Insight. And not very, very useful, but plenty of Priest and Riflemen to try and keep the Dark Ranger alive and well. Water Elemental once more getting ensnared, not absorbing that much damage. Forest Troll High Priest will get taken down, but the army nearby, Soin, going to come in perhaps for a potential creepjack, as the Forest Troll Trappers are going to get taken down here. Little bit of damage adding on through. Forest Troll Trappers need to get finished off. They're just adding in extra damage, as the Ogre Lord was already taken out. Forest Troll Trappers will also fall. And I don't know, maybe I keep on saying that the small creeps should be killed first. Maybe that is wrong. It just feels like the small ones should be killed first, so you have more skeletal minions to deal with the larger ones to follow up later, especially on like the level 1, 2, 3 creep camps. That seems to make a lot of sense, as the 9 to 10 damage does actually make a big difference. And also that early 100 or 215 hit points to try and absorb that early damage there. Dual potions of lesser invulnerability going up against, let's see, we're looking at the Tauren Chieftain, I believe, with a Scroll of Healing, Ring of Regeneration, Claws of Attack, and Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3. Coming back around, Archmage, Dark Ranger going to be pushing across into the center. Dark Ranger really wants level 2 for that greater Dark Minions, or the standard Dark Minions, to be able to put in a bit more pressure. The fortified armor has not been done yet, so the Archmage could actually pivot off to the side here, put pressure onto the Burrows, but first going after that Voodoo Lounge, which is a big home field advantage, as I've mentioned in games past. Right behind here, Arcane Vault trying to be built as well. We're looking at a damage being brought across here. Riflemen and the Dark Rangers with those skeletal minions acting as a bit of that front line that is often missing from this Rifle Priest combination. Also, we are looking at illusions out here onto the battlefield as damage is starting to rack back up. All right, Lightning Shield onto the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain gets dispelled right there. There's a Stomp, though. No Silence as the Tauren Chieftain now runs across. There's another quick dispel as the units are engaging and fighting. Archmage down to 96 hit points. Scroll of Healing, Chain Lightning, and a Burge onto the Archmage. Archmage could be in trouble. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability being used. Stomp now comes in. That level 2 Stomp really with a large radius causing problem as the Archmage continuing to fight back. Dark Ranger now finally gets up to level 3 as the Kodo Beast able to chomp on a Rifleman and now try to run away. Tauren Chieftain currently silenced, purged onto Water Elementals as they are easily getting cleaned up as well as a Tauren Chieftain could easily perhaps throw down another Stomp again. Rifleman continuing to fight back. Archmage falls at level 3. Dark Ranger, well, nowhere to be seen. There's some illusions. There's a Dark Ranger right there trying to finish off more and more of these headhunters to get more and more of these Dark Minions. Scroll of Healing used there, and that was a lot of damage recovered right there as we're looking at 47 supply compared to 41. All right, Priest getting taken down there. Grunt going to get taken out. More Dark Minions are showing back up onto the battlefield. Archmage resurrected at the tavern since it was not far away. 39 supply compared to 54, but it does not account for all of these Dark Minions that are just running rabid throughout the battlefield here. Priest getting taken down, as well as the Dark Ranger continuing to rack up damage once more. Dark Ranger now going after the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain, however, has plenty of healing. Scroll of Town Portal, Potion of Healing. There's a Purge right there as the Dark Ranger still running around in circles. Dark Ranger trying to catch up to the Archmage. Archmage does have a Scroll of Healing use and now has the Scroll of Town Portal. Is it going to get taken down? Down to 49 hit points. 16. Scroll of Town Portal at just the last possible moment as the units are now all retreating away, trying to create a little bit of distance and separation. Archmage, well, all of these peons need to try and retreat back. This will be easy cleanup for the Farseer and the Tauren Chieftain. Meanwhile, Archmage should be healing with the Scroll of Regeneration. No, has Priest nearby just constantly trying to heal it back up to 190 hit points and still making its way off to the north. All of these Dark Minions, that is a lot of them trailing behind that Dark Ranger. They're trying to continue that follow-up damage. They did not want to use a Scroll of Town Portal to head back home, but could not afford to lose the Archmage. Archmage back up front here. Are we seeing any more Priest to try and heal? That is going to be the follow-up question. Archmage does have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, and here we are ready to go once more, putting in pressure. All right, Dark Minions are starting to fall apart, perhaps going after the Orc Burrows. Orc Burrows do fall very, very quickly if they do not have fortified armor, and there goes one already. Archmage, Dark Ranger continuing that pressure. Meanwhile, units getting caught in transit, giving a double level up to Soin, and that might be just enough. A huge double level up, pretty much on the money on both of those heroes. 900 needed, 901 and 905. Farseer now with level 2 Chain Lightning, and Tauren Chieftain now with level 2 Endurance Aura. Archmage going to be pushing across here. We do see, well, supply blocking is going to be a problem. Archmage and Water Elementals pushing across pressure. Now they are going to be forced to retreat back. There is no reason for the Rifleman to actually go that far as we are looking at a bit of a battle here. Archmage, Water Elemental getting purged down as the ensnares now trapping many of the Riflemen there. There's a Tauren Chieftain Stomp, and I believe Chaemiko is going to be coming to Chaemiko's push is going to be coming to an end. Archmage Dark Ranger combination not working out well so far as the Tauren Chieftain looking to finish off more units here. Kodo Beast has another Rifleman in its belly. Tauren Chieftain getting in a stomp there. Archmage does have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, able to stay alive for a little while longer as that Black Arrow finishes off targets. All right, more Chain Lightning bouncing around targets. Priest now getting taken down. More Purges going down onto the Rifleman. The Purges doing as much damage to slow down units as those ensnares as the Archmage now tries to retreat back. Dark Ranger continuing to fight back as well. 41 supply compared to 38. After all of this, we are still fairly close. But remember, there are units in the belly of the Kodo Beast there. That's a big 3 supply difference as they could be joining in on the battle still. Priest continuing to try to battle it up. Dark Ranger trying to finish off targets as we're looking at another Grunt who could turn into a Dark Minion as well. Water Elemental dropping back the other way. There goes another as the Dark Ranger gets up to level 4. That's going to be level 2 Silence. Not going to matter very much here as more of those Dark Minions are now trying to put pressure onto the Raiders. Raiders now still trying to retreat back as the Raiders are going after some of those units as well. Kodo Beast, 35 supply, 39 compared to 33. Dark Ranger in a bit of trouble, down to 79 hit points. There's an ensnare, and that is going to come to an end. Even a silenced Tauren Chieftain can take down a Dark Ranger with enough auto attacks, and that will be the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And one of the reasons why I say I don't try to give too much in-depth analysis on the players and what they are trying to play, as well as we saw here, Soin really changing things up, going Chaemiko really changing things up, going for a Dark Ranger second, and Soin able to just capitalize on it and finish things off. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.